And today we are reacting to my girl got pregnant by another guy by one Cloud9. Look, I know it's a crazy title, but hey, I seen one, Cloud9 posted the video, and I didn't watch the video, so I'm thinking it's gonna be a good video, and I just want to react to it with y'all boys. And yeah, I have been in a situation of something like this with my last girl. Shit happens. She ran away to Memphis, and after I've learned everything, that's where Cloud9 lives at. He lives in Memphis. So hey, it ain't, what I'm saying, yeah. But I know I keep saying I'm gonna do a little story time, but at the same time kind of contemplating. But we're gonna see what this is about. And before we get into the video, man, please make sure you like, you subscribe, you hit the notification bell so you can be updated on what I'm doing when I'm posting. Let's get into the video. Hey.
Sometimes girls lie about their body count. It's kind of like how guys lie about their height or dick size. For instance, whenever somebody asks for my dad's height, he always says he's 6 foot.
Stop the cap.
He's 5'10" on the good day. Or whenever somebody asks how big my dick is, I always say 8 inches. Well, that one's actually kind of true. It's actually a problem, really. Like, my IG's one Cloud9 if any ladies want to help. But because of this phenomenon, it's a cardinal rule that whenever a girl tells you her body count, just go ahead and tack on a few extra on it just for peace of mind. Because one of the worst things a guy can experience is popping out with your girl and then getting multiple DMs about how everybody knows your girl because you're not the first person she popped out with. But what happens if she says her body count is 0? Because this is the exact situation that I ran into with my ex. Let's call her Jayla. Yeah, I met Jayla on Snapchat. We added each other, sending snaps back and forth for a little bit. You know how that goes. So one random day I grew some balls and I actually decided to ask her out, which she agreed to. So we went to this local food spot that I usually go to whenever I want to go on a date with a girl. Yes, this is a routine all guys have. So we met up, got some food, and started talking, and the date went pretty well from my memory. While we were talking, one thing that she really made a point of saying is how she was a virgin, which at the time I remember finding a little bit hard to believe because the way she would talk about certain things, it just gave me, I've been around the
Stop yelling and be on your phone.
block type of vibes. And plus she was saying some other things, but I'm not trying to get too descriptive, so yeah, gotta keep this shit PG-13. But honestly, I kind of just wrote it off and just didn't care because honestly, my focus was elsewhere because brother, let me tell you, this girl was fine as shit. I'm not even joking when I say this. She was probably one of the most attractive girls I ever talked to. She was light skinned, she had good hair. I remember her eyes being beautiful, but also, gang, when I tell you, this girl had one of the craziest bodies I ever seen. The perfect slim, thick build. Not only was she very attractive, her personality was also very good. But our first date ended up going well. So well to the point where we went back to my car to make out. And I can't lie to you, I was a little bit suspicious of a virgin being so down with making out with a random stranger in the car. But eventually I asked her, yo, do you want to go to the back seat? Honestly, I was kind of partially joking, but surprisingly, she was down. One thing led to another, and I was on top of her. She was under me. So I looked her in her eyes and asked her, yo, you want to crush? And again, she's a virgin, so I was just expecting her to be like, nah, I need to get to know you, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to break it like this, whatever. Which I would have been cool with. I mean, I completely understand. But to my surprise, this girl says yes, no hesitation. Time out. What the actual fuck? There is no way.
But yet, this generation of women shames us men talking about some, a woman past should not matter. Actually, it does. The same way how a man past matter, because one, a man past matters because you don't know if this nigga is strung out on drugs or he's down low, or have this man ever put his hands on a woman and repeated different relationships. But a woman that has multiple bodies, you need to know to where that you can have her to go get tested, and you will get tested before y'all even make consent to even have sexual intercourse. And I find it weird that like women that lie about their body count, bro, you can't trust them. Because if she wanted to lie to you about her body count, bro, you cannot trust her. But run. And yeah. So like I've experienced this before. I was messing with this TikTok famous girl that had just moved to my hometown from Broward City. Well, Broward County, my fault. She was somewhat big on YouTube. She had like 148 followers off of TikTok. Did I say YouTube or TikTok? But off of TikTok. Shorty was fine. You know what I'm saying? Small. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Shorty was fine, short, you know what I'm saying? Ran track, good body and all. We was working together at Taco Bell. So at first, you know what I'm saying? At first I thought about talking to her, but around that time I was with the girl, you know, that had eventually ended up having another man's child behind my back. But before all that even happened, Shorty was, you know, cheating on me with thugs and shit and different niggas. So me, I just stopped giving a fuck. I was just doing me. But I was talking to Shorty and stuff like that, and it's like, you know, we was talking, you know, for a bit, stuff like that, and then she had invited me over to her place. We was laying down, watching a movie and stuff like that, and it's like, you know, we started making out, doing, you know, doing this or doing that, and it's like, you know, I get on top of her, and it's like Shorty told me that she a virgin. So me, I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, it was hard for me to believe, because it's like, how you a virgin? But like mind you, before we did anything, Shorty gave me top. So the way how she was giving me top, it seemed like she was experienced. So if you a virgin, how you giving me top like you know what you're doing? Like shit.
That I'm about to crack this fine ass girl on the first link.
I don't think so, pal.
That's not how life works. The game isn't supposed to be played like this. And I remember being in that moment and just being completely and utterly shocked that I was actually about to pull this shit off. I was just happy this girl liked me, man. I'm gonna be honest. Once she gave that go ahead, we were off to the races. And I know what y'all all are probably thinking. Yo, Cloud, there is no way that girl was actually a virgin. I mean, what type of virgin lets a guy that they just met crush them? And I promise you, at this moment, I was thinking the same thing. But that was obviously not finna stop me. I remember after we were done, I did ask her, yo, were you lying about being a virgin earlier? But she still doubled down on her response. And honestly, I could have pressed her more on that, but I was just happy to be here, gang. So I just moved on after that. But in the back of my mind,
But at the same time though, for you to know if a shorty is a virgin, like her shit has to be really, really tight that you gotta somewhat, you know what I'm saying, work your weight inside of her. And it's like when you do, it should be some blood because like, you know, you popped her cherry. You got yourself in. So if like I can't really speak much about a woman's body because for one, I'm not a woman, but it doesn't take much but research. But from my experience, when I took my first love virginity, you know, she you know, took mine. When Mel was doing it, when I took her virginity, she was bleeding. You know what I'm saying? Like any average person, when they lose their virginity, shawty wasn't even doing that. Her shit did not even feel that way. It's like my shit just slipped right on in.
always just had a feeling that she was just lying. But in the front of my mind, I just simply did not give a fuck enough to stop anything that was finna happen after this, which a lot did actually. Because about 2 months after this, we decided to start dating. And for the most part, the relationship did end up going well. Until it didn't. This relationship is that this girl used to lie a lot. Go figure, who would have thought? And here's the thing, she wouldn't lie about big things necessarily. It would just be about little shit. Like for instance, I'll ask her, what did she have for breakfast this morning? She'll tell me something like Chick-fil-A. Then later that day when I ask her, yo, how was that Chick-fil-A you had this morning? She'll just be like, what are you talking about? Then I'll be like, yo, didn't you just tell me you had Chick-fil-A this morning? She'll be like, oh silly, I had McDonald's. But one day we were on the way to the mall and I remember she was venting to me about her.
Yep, I've experienced that. It's like, bro, you come across somebody, dog, they just have a habit of just lying for no fucking reason, dog.
Her mom. Apparently they got into a big fight before she left. She caught her mom going through her personal stuff and it was just a big ordeal. Apparently this wasn't a first time occurrence and she told me that one time they almost fought about this. So being a good boyfriend and acting like I cared about this conversation, I asked her why did they almost fight? But when I asked her that, she just paused. She paused for a good 5 to 10 seconds, almost like she was debating on if she wanted to tell me or not, and then simply just said, she found something in my drawer. After she said that, I started getting a little bit curious. So I asked her, yo, what was it? And this is where I noticed the vibe start to shift in the car. And she looked over to me and told me the one sentence that every single man hates to hear. I'll tell you, but promise me you won't get mad.
We all done been there, just said it. Bruh, we all done been to just say this shit, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie, bro. The story, bro, Cloud, the story that you're talking about, everything that you like detailed about the girl, it sounded exactly like my ex, dog. Cause like I've experienced the same thing with Shawty. She will lie about every little thing, and it's like even stuff that she don't even have to lie about. Shorty lied to me talking about that, she only had, I think, 1 or 2 bodies. Nah, she told me she only had 1 body. But if I count the girls that she was dating, it'll be like 4 or 5, I think. But Shorty got more bodies than that, dog.
What do you mean? Promise me I won't get mad. What could you possibly tell me that will get me angry? Why would you even have to give me that warning? Of course
That's my fault. I realized what you were saying. Shorty had told you, no, Shorty had asked you, promise me you won't get mad. Those are the things that us men hate to hear, because for one, it sounds like they finna be on some gaslighting, manipulative shit. Because for one, if it's something that you know that it's gonna piss me off, instead of saying promise me you won't get mad, bro. Nah, cause like when a woman do that, bro, now you gotta act as calm and patient, because they're gonna purposely try and make you mad to where they can avoid telling you the truth. When it comes to shit like that, I try to say, hey, if you gonna tell the truth, you know what I'm saying, tell the truth. If you not, then go get the fuck on, go on about your business, cause at the end of the day, it's 8 billion people in this world, and on top of that, there are more women on this earth and less men that is on this earth. So us men, we have a lot of options.
I'm gonna get mad. Like, what was in your drawer? A rose toy? A dildo? Another? What could be so bad that I could possibly get mad from you telling me? So then after that, I gave her the meanest side eye ever, bracing myself to not go off on this girl. Whatever she's finna tell me was for sure finna get me mad. But like a good boyfriend's supposed to do, I grabbed her hand and told her, babe, you can tell me you have a dick. I promise you, I still wouldn't get mad. Just tell me. And my brother in Christ, this girl proceeds to tell me that her mother found a pregnancy test. What? I immediately pulled over our car, turned on our hazards, got face to face with this girl, and told her to explain everything at that exact moment. And if she lied, that we were done. Because at this point, there was only 2 scenarios that could have happened. A, this girl is cheating on me because whenever we did anything, I for sure used protection or bought her a plan B. And from my knowledge, she has never been late with me. Or B, this could have been before our relationship. And this was prime evidence that she was lying about being a virgin. Let me just tell you, it wasn't number 1.
Better yet, think about this though. Think about this. If she got pregnant by another nigga before she met you, and which means that she lied about how many bodies she got, she could be trying to tell you that she's a virgin. She could be telling you that she's a virgin to her, that when you hit or stuff like that, if y'all do it raw or without a condom at any point, she can try and plant that baby on you to make it seem like as if you the only person that she has been with. Because a lot of these women do that. Real talk. I've experienced that before. Shawty talking about she was pregnant. I did the math, and I'm like, Shawty, we had sex last week. It takes 2 weeks for you to even feel any type of symptom as if you're pregnant. I didn't tell her it was last week, but I said, Shawty, we had sex like 3-4 days ago. So it takes 2 weeks for you to even like feel any type of symptoms, or better yet, like I think it take like a few months or something like that. I don't know, but yeah.
Apparently, Jayla had a grand explanation on why she had this in her drawer, and how even though she had it, she was still a virgin. So apparently she used to mess with this guy. They used to do a lot of things, but she was very big on her faith during this time, so she didn't want to lose her virginity, which he was absolutely cool with. One day they linked up, and apparently she was giving right. And after she was done and he was finished, he proceeded to DJ her. While he was DJing her, right, I'm gonna just keep it real, she saw some nut on his hand, and before she could stop him from inserting the DJ or inserting the CD into the DJ player. You get what I'm trying to say. He already got to work. First, she just let it happen because she didn't think it was a big deal. But 2 weeks later, when her time of the month came, it was late. So she started freaking out. She told one of her friends, and her friend told her to get pregnant.
I was right. 2 weeks later. Hold on. Almost done.
Test. She got the pregnancy test, and of course it said she wasn't pregnant. For whatever reason, she forgot the pregnancy test. A couple months later, her mom found it, and then that ensued the almost fight. Now I want to ask you a question real quick. Are you buying that bullshit? Nah, you're not. I didn't either. So immediately I started to tweak a little bit. Because there is no way you're finna tell me you got a pregnancy test because you thought a sliver of was inserted into your vagina. No, we're just not doing that. It got to the point where eventually she decided to phone a friend about this situation because for whatever reason, that was supposed to prove that she wasn't lying. I told her to put that shit on speaker because I didn't want her to coach her into saying what she wanted to say because I know that trick. I've done it before. So her friend answered the phone, asked what was going on, and then Jayla proceeded to tell her, yo, do you remember the time where I bought that pregnancy test? The girl paused for a minute, and then all of a sudden the girl just said, oh yeah, aren't you talking about that one time where the guy... Yeah, I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube. And in the recording, I was a little bit pissed off, so I said it very vulgarly. But to put this into PG-13 terms, let's just say the guy ended up sticking his pogo stick in her defecating chamber. All right? After his pogo stick finished jumping, the liquid dropped out of the defecating chamber into the baby making chamber. Yeah, so nobody actually believes that bullshit. What? How the f can't you even get your lies right, man? What are we doing here, man? If you're finna lie, at least be a good liar. Like her friend deadass snitched on her unintentionally. So after that, she instantly hung up on that girl and started pleading to me that she forgot the exact details and that her friend's story was actually correct. And because it happened over a year ago, she just got the details mixed up. Girly pop, nobody believes you. So after that, I decided I was taking this girl home.
A year ago? I'm confused, dog. But shorty talking about that, you know, she didn't like she had forgot all the detail, but yeah, it happened to you. You talking about, you know, dude had some nut on his fingers and put it inside you. The whole time he really put his, you know what I'm saying, Slim Jim in okay.
Because I don't know what she did for her to go by that pregnancy test. But all I know is that whatever she told me didn't happen. This was my final straw with all that lying shit. So I turned off my hazards, got back on the road, turned around, and started driving towards her house. At this point, she kind of just got tired of pleading with me, so she just stayed silent. Until we were passing this park and she told me to pull over right here. She has to say something. At this point, I was kind of tired of her BS. She said it in a very serious tone, and she gave me a look that just let me know that she wasn't playing around. So I pulled over. I asked her what did she want to talk about. And then she proceeded to start saying how sorry she was and how she mixed up the details of how she was still a virgin, which I just didn't believe at this point. Honestly, I was just ready to get this conversation over with so I could drop her off and probably just break up with her. But then she started crying. And I don't know if I told you all this, but this is like technically my first girlfriend at this time. And this is also the first time I've ever seen her cry before. So even though it was kind of obvious that she wasn't crying because she was sad, but she was crying because she wanted me to feel bad for her, my emotional intelligence was very, very bad back then. So I started to feel a little bit bad for her. So we hugged it out. She said, I won't ever lie to you again. Yada, yada, yada. And then we might have done some things and made up during that whole...
Listen, Cloud, we all done been there. I done been there. Trust me, I got a lot of videos, a lot of memories to really remember, so I could get every detail right and get y'all boys some storytelling content. Cause hey, I feel like my shit was worse, but I'm doing this because I'm trying to confess to some things. Cause in that process, I'm also changing myself into a better man that I see myself in.
Whole time is like, well, I'm a dumbass. And even though I knew she was lying about something, I didn't want to give it up at this point. Why didn't I break up with this girl? Well, I don't know, like what? So what the heck is good, gang? She lied to you. Break up. If you couldn't guess by now, the relationship didn't last that much longer after that. We was was together for about 3 to 4 months. We did end up breaking up for a completely different reason. It's kind of crazy. If you want that story, let me know, because I'll tell that next. One thing that pisses me off every single time I think about this story is just how quickly I let lying slide. In a crucial part of our relationship where all she really had to do was just be truthful, she still decided to lie. Yet, I still stay with her just because it felt good at the moment. This wasn't just a dumb decision, but it was also disrespectful to myself. Letting people blatantly lie and manipulate you and just allowing it to happen is not okay no matter what. It was the start of the downfall of our whole relationship. No matter what, respect yourself. Don't let people disrespect you no matter what they can offer you, what they can do for you, or how it feels at the moment. If you just allow people to walk over you, you may not realize it right now, but it does chip away at your soul. So stand on business, all right? Like I should have did. If you want to hear more stories like this more often, I tell them on stream all the time. Go follow my Twitch and go follow the VOD channel where you can see everything.
All right, that's the end of the video. All right, so shout out to my boy OneCloud9. That was a W video, and hey, brother, I understand what you had went through. I've been through that. I was just going through that 2024 all the way to early 2025. Right now it's 2026. You know what I'm saying? I moved on after a few months, you know, when I finally left shorty, because hey, it's a lot of things to talk about here. All I know is like early 2024, you know, she was already cheating on me with somebody else. Shorty called me crying on some shit, blew out the bam, talking about she moving back to, you know, my hometown where she's originally from, because her people still stay down here. You know what I'm saying? I felt for it because I had lack of emotion regulation, whatever how y'all say it. Like, you know, I wasn't like caught on for real to some shit. Cause like shorty succeeded manipulating me and going around my back. But every time I've overthink and I put stuff together, I was always right. Now that I moved on and I'm with somebody else, I have not overthinked in a long time. I'm happy, I'm cool, I'm chilling. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Around November 11th, I saw that she was in the hospital on some shit. She gave birth to a kid, but it's like the whole time, you know, that I saw that her stomach was big. She said that she had a tumor, but she always got defensive anytime I asked about it. See how she doing, how's her health, when is she getting surgery and stuff like that. And it's like my peoples kept telling me like, hey, that girl pregnant, make her take a pregnancy test. She ain't, bro. I had to bet this girl for a whole month to take that shit. Shorty said, oh, we can go to the doctor and do a blood withdrawal to where I can prove to you that I'm not pregnant. So I mean, I said, okay, cool, we could do that. Shorty was stalling. She didn't want to do that. She wouldn't do none of that. Then I finally picked her up. She finally damn. All I'm gonna say is though, expect a story time probably today or sometime soon or whatnot. But I want to do a whole timeline of like, you know, about me and Shotty, because that was one of the most craziest relationships that I've ever been in. And you know, also I want to put y'all on game, and then also I want to start up a third channel, because hey, I do got a second channel, it's gaming, but I have not touched it yet because I'm waiting on GTA 6 and Wolverine and all that other stuff. But expect a story time soon. Catch our boys next video and we out. Hey, LeBron.